Chapter 1. The Map That Won't Sit Still. Can we find the island that Homer called Ithaca? Put a pin on the modern Ionian Sea, and three suspects immediately compete for it. Modern Ithaki, western Kefalonia's Paliki, and Leukas to the north. The poem names Ithaca, same Zacynthus, Dulichium, and wooded Mount Neriton. But poetry carried through oral tradition is not a coordinate survey. So resemblance is not identification. For this investigation, fact means a direct textual, archaeological, or reported geological result. Reading means a translation or reasoned interpretation of those results. Hypothesis means a proposed identity that has not been established. Those labels matter because the same Homeric sentence can point in two directions. Chapter 2. One sentence, two maps. In Odyssey Book 9, Ithaca is family and panhypertate toward Zophos, while the other islands lie toward dawn and sun. One reading is low/furthest to sea toward dusk or west. That reading makes Paliki, the western and lower candidate, look immediately attractive. Another reading is near the mainland/furthest toward darkness or north. That map favors modern Ithaki's conventional identity and leaves room for Leukas farther north. Strabo already knew the language was unclear. He reports alternatives rather than giving us an uncontested compass. A translation cannot prove the candidate that motivated the translation. So both arrows stay on the board, and both remain labeled reading. Chapter 3. The Case for Modern Ithaki. Modern Ithaki begins with a powerful advantage: continuity. By Strabo's era, Ithaca was treated as an island distinct from Kefalonia. That makes the identification ancient, but not Bronze Age proof. The modern island is narrow, mountainous, rocky, and suited more to goats than horses. A strait separates it from Kefalonia, matching another repeated Homeric relationship. Excavations at Pilicata and Eidos show long occupation. At Polis or Loizos Cave, excavators reported pieces of at least 12 bronze tripods. The tripods are generally dated to the 9th century BCE. A mask fragment carrying a dedication to Odysseus is later, from the 2nd century BCE in a local account. These finds show engagement with epic tradition and a later cult. They do not identify a Bronze Age king. Modern Ithaki also fits the famous westward reading badly because it lies east of Kefalonia and is not low in ordinary topographic terms. No secure inscription there names a late Bronze Age ruler, Ithaca, or Odysseus. That leaves modern Ithaki the conservative favorite, not a solved identification. Chapter 4. The Clues Nobody Solves. A good map theory must survive clues it did not choose. Homer places a small rocky asterisk between Ithaca and Same. Its harbor can be approached from either side, making it useful for the suitor's ambush. No proposed island is universally accepted as that asterisk. Dulichium is unresolved too. Proposals scatter it among the Echinides, Kefalonia, modern Ithaki, and elsewhere. The poem also gives us caves, springs, bays, rough paths, wooded heights, and wide views. Those features are real clues inside the story, but they are common around the Ionian Islands. Matching enough scenic details can make almost any coastline feel inevitable. Asterisks and Dulichium therefore stay as question marks, not inconvenient details erased from the board. Chapter 5. Paliki's Beautiful Theory. In 2005, Robert Biddlestone, James Diggle, and John Underhill proposed that Homeric Ithaca was Paliki. Today, Paliki is the western peninsula of Kefalonia. The original hypothesis made it a separate late Bronze Age island. It proposed a navigable channel across the Thinia Isthmus. Earthquakes and landslides were proposed to have filled that channel later. On this reconstruction, the Gulf of Argostoli supplied Homer's Strait. Paliki is westward and lower than modern Ithaki and central Kefalonia. That makes the low and west reading striking. The proposal also matched story locations to bays, springs, paths, and viewpoints. Most importantly, the channel claim was specific enough for geology to test. A beautiful map had become a risky prediction. Chapter 6. The Drill Corps Say No. The investigators mapped Thinia, collected geophysical data, and drilled 13 boreholes. An early borehole passed below present sea level and contained marine fossils. But the integrated cores and dating changed the timeline. The investigators report that marine water last occupied Thinia roughly 400,000 to 290,000 years ago. That is far earlier than the late Bronze Age or Roman period. They explicitly conclude that their navigable channel hypothesis is disproved. The proposed blue channel must therefore disappear from the Bronze Age map. This result is attributed to the investigators who advanced the theory. Its detailed public account is not yet independent peer-reviewed confirmation. The same team reports a shallow freshwater basin at Katakori from about 75,000 years ago through Bronze Age and Roman times. After extreme rain, it could overflow north and south as an overland watercourse. That is not a sea channel. The revised 2026 Paliki hypothesis abandons the claim that Paliki was an island. Its lexical starting point is that Homer uses Gaia, Patris, or Demos for Ithaca and never directly says the Nisos of Ithaca. They read the ship in Book 13 as reaching Kefalonia and then landing in the Demos, or district, of Ithaca. Traditional readers take the approached island to be Ithaca itself. The revised district model is new and disputed. It must explain why ancient geographers knew a separate Ithaca and how the name could have moved. The cores killed the 2005 channel model. They did not establish the 2026 district model. Chapter 7, Leukas and the Limits of Archaeology. A different translation once sent Wilhelm Dorpfeld farther north. In the early 20th century, Dorpfeld argued that Homeric Ithaca was Leukas and excavated around Nidri. Leukas lies near the mainland and can fit the northern reading of Odyssey 9. Its southern Nidri landscape offers harbors, rough uplands, and nearby islands. But Strabo treats Leukas and Ithaca as different places. He says Leukas was once an Acarnanian peninsula before Corinthians cut its isthmus. The Nidri tumuli are important early Bronze Age archaeology. They do not name a late Bronze Age ruler. Paliki also has reported early Bronze Age sites, including Levati Marsh. Modern Ithaki has Mycenaean period material as well. Bronze Age remains make all three landscapes historically interesting, not uniquely identifiable. Leukas therefore remains a historically important minority hypothesis, not a co-equal frontrunner. Chapter 8, a search area, not a pin. Now put the three columns side by side. Modern Ithaki has ancient continuity, rugged terrain, a real strait, long occupation, and later engagement with Odyssean tradition. It still struggles with a strict low-end West reading and lacks a securely named Bronze Age ruler. Paliki strongly fits that low-end West reading. Its original marine channel hypothesis was disproved by its investigators' reported results. Its replacement district hypothesis is recent and disputed. Leukas fits a northern reading, but carries weaker continuity and chronology. Modern Ithaki is therefore the least speculative identification. It does not fit every reading of Homer. Plausible Ithaca, yes. Proven Ithaca, Pallas, or historical Odysseus, no. The unresolved names, rival translations, failed channel prediction, and non-unique archaeology keep the case open. The poem gives us a search area, not a pin.